Fascinating fact 22.
Imagine a young Earth bathed in the warmth of a newly formed sun. Volcanoes rumble, spewing molten rock and gases into the atmosphere. The oceans, vast and turbulent, hold the key to life's beginnings. Within these primordial waters, a momentous event occurred, the emergence of the first life forms. These early pioneers were simple, single-celled organisms, far removed from the complexity of life we see today. They were microscopic specks, existing in a world vastly different from our own. Yet these humble beginnings marked the start of an incredible journey, a story of adaptation, diversification, and evolution that continues to this very day. These early life forms possessed the remarkable ability to replicate themselves, passing on their genetic information to their offspring. This seemingly simple act of replication, combined with occasional errors or mutations, provided the raw material for life to change and diversify over eons. Life remained in its single-celled form for billions of years. It was a time of immense experimentation as life explored a multitude of forms and strategies for survival. Then something extraordinary happened. Single cells began to cooperate, forming colonies and, eventually, multicellular organisms. This transition was a pivotal turning point in life's journey. Multicellularity paved the way for specialization, allowing cells to take on specific roles and functions. Over time, this led to the development of tissues, organs, and ultimately the complex organisms we see today. The oceans became teeming with life. Invertebrates, fish, and later amphibians emerged, venturing onto land. Reptiles evolved from amphibians, giving rise to the dinosaurs, the awe-inspiring giants that ruled the planet for millions of years. Their reign, though, was not to last. Throughout this epic journey, life was shaped by two fundamental mechanisms: natural selection and genetic drift. Natural selection, the driving force of evolution, favors organisms with traits that increase their chances of survival and reproduction. Imagine a population of giraffes with varying neck lengths. Giraffes with longer necks could reach higher into the trees to feed, giving them a competitive advantage. These giraffes were more likely to survive, reproduce, and pass on their long-necked genes to their offspring. Over generations, the average neck length of the giraffe population increased. Genetic drift, on the other hand, is a random process that can cause changes in the frequency of certain traits within a population. Imagine a small population of beetles, some green and some brown. A sudden storm wipes out a large portion of the population, and by chance, most of the survivors are green. The next generation of beetles will likely have a higher proportion of green beetles simply due to chance events. These two mechanisms, acting in concert, have shaped the incredible diversity of life on Earth. They explain how, from the simplest of beginnings, life has evolved into the awe-inspiring array of organisms we see today. The evidence for this grand narrative of evolution is etched in stone and encoded in our very DNA. Fossils, the preserved remains of ancient life, provide a tangible record of organisms that lived long ago. They reveal a gradual progression of life from simple to complex over vast stretches of time. DNA, the blueprint of life, provides further evidence for evolution. By comparing the DNA sequences of different organisms, scientists can determine how closely related they are. These comparisons reveal a branching pattern of relationships, much like a family tree, that reflects the shared ancestry of all living things. The journey of life on Earth is a testament to the power of natural processes to shape complexity and diversity. From the first single-celled organisms to the emergence of humanity, life has been shaped by chance and necessity, by the relentless forces of natural selection and genetic drift. And as we look to the future, one question remains: what new wonders will evolution bring forth in the eons to come?